Right. So we've got this legal letter, right, dated June 14th, 2019,
Okay, yeah.
from a law firm.
Uh,
Represents the historic East Baltimore Community Action Coalition.
Hey, thick?
Yeah, HEBCAC, exactly.
Right.
They're dealing with homeowner complaints against eager street development.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think this goes beyond just like a neighborhood squabble. This gets at something
Oh,
a little.
absolutely. This
Yeah.
is about like the whole dance between like developers, communities, what we expect when we buy a home. It's a lot more than just a legal letter, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting because they jump right in talking about previous correspondence
Yeah.
and a history. So clearly this has been brewing for a while.
Yeah, and that, that always makes you wonder, right? Like, what happened? Disputes like this, they usually don't just appear out of nowhere. It makes you think about communication or lack of it, especially early on when they were planning this whole development.
Yeah, because buying a home, I mean, that's a huge deal for people.
Huge. Life-changing. And if those expectations aren't met, if things weren't communicated clearly from the start, well, that's when these issues tend to bubble to the surface.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of expectations, the letter really emphasizes finding a fiscally responsible solution. So it's not just about, pointing fingers or placing blame. They're actually trying to fix it.
Right, and you can tell they're trying to walk that tightrope of, advocating for the homeowners, but also realizing that development costs money. It's a delicate balance.
Yeah, for sure. It's almost like they're positioning themselves as mediators, trying to find that win-win for everyone involved.
Exactly. They want a resolution, not just a legal battle.
Now, one thing that really jumped out at me, they mentioned homeowners getting their own specific estimates. They're coming prepared, doing their homework.
That's huge. So smart. It shows they're serious. They're not just complaining, they're backing it up, with concrete numbers.
Right. It gives their complaints weight, like, hey, we're not just making this up. Look at this.
Exactly. And that can be incredibly powerful during negotiations. Hard to argue with solid evidence.
Absolutely. Okay, so the letter ends, and it seems hopeful. They talk about everyone moving forward. But something about it feels, well, maybe a little cautious.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely an undercurrent there. It's like they're saying, we're hopeful, but we've been burned before.
Yeah. And the way they emphasize going above and beyond their legal obligations, it's like they feel a real sense of responsibility here.
It's like they're invested in these homeowners, in the community. It's not just a job for them.
This one letter, it's amazing how much it reveals, like not just about this specific case, but about dealing with conflict in general. It's about being prepared, communicating clearly, and focusing on solutions.
It's a good lesson for all of us, whether it's a legal dispute, a disagreement at work, or even just a fight with your neighbor.
Hmm.
Being able to see things from different angles, being organized, it makes a world of difference. But I think what's really interesting is, how can we prevent these kinds of situations from happening in the first place?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And I think it goes back to that transparency and communication we were talking about. If everyone's on the same page from day one, maybe, just maybe, we can avoid some of these conflicts down the road.
I like that. Something to think about.